Ag Day Weather, brought to you by
Superior Proven Performance. The most sites of action in the industry. BASF Advanced Weed Control for growers from BASF, the chemical company.
Welcome back to Ag Day here with meteorologist Mike Hoffman. Mike, now last week we talked a little bit about that really cold Arctic shot of air coming down across the Great Plains.
Yep.
Is that still going to happen?
No, this is one of those cases where I'm kind of happy to be wrong a little bit.
Absolutely.
Now, we weren't sure it was coming, but the Siberian Express was coming south, and it still is, but it looks like it gets shunted eastward. We'll show you that on the weather maps here. You can see right now, though, there's no real cold air across the lower 48 at the moment. Now, most areas are still below normal. You just have to realize we've been so far below normal so far this month that this might seem tranquil in comparison. But there are some light snows. Eastern Great Lakes into Pennsylvania, central Appalachians, also another area of light snow this morning. Western Great Lakes back into parts of Iowa. Those will both continue to move eastward. Each one can bring anywhere from a coating to 2 or 3 inches in some areas. But all in all, we're not talking any big storms right there. A couple of storm systems then coming through western Canada the way it looks. High pressure dominating the plains by later on today. And the west, you just continue to be dominated by that big dome of high pressure. As we head into tomorrow morning, storm system starting to wrap up a little bit. That secondary one we showed you right now in the western lakes, that's going to be wrapping up and causing some decent snows in New England, it looks like, as we head through the day tomorrow. This storm system, this is actually some fairly mild air, 1 or 2 day warm up, it looks like, over most areas across the northern and central plain states before the colder air tries to come back. A couple of systems here, though, as you can see, each one bringing a little bit of light snow as we head through the next few days. There's the precipitation estimate over the past 24 hours, not a whole lot. Adding on the next 36, you can see how we add it for those 2 systems from the western Great Lakes all the way into the East Coast areas. Almost all of that is in the form of snow, and we'll show that to you as well. Over the past 24 hours, we've seen those streaks, one in northeast Montana, but especially that one across the Great Lakes into Pennsylvania. Adding on the next 36 hours, you can see in some areas you end up with perhaps 5 or 6 inches of snow, but all in all, we're talking just 1 or 2, maybe 3 inches in most locations. Take a look at temperatures then. You can see the 20s for high temperatures. Not too bad compared to what we've had. 60s along the Gulf Coast. Low temperatures tonight. A quick shot of cold air behind that secondary system will bring teens to most of the Great Lakes. Look at that, warming up. Billings, Montana for the low, 37 degrees. You can see the Siberian air there is just north of the Canadian border as we head through tomorrow afternoon. And again, like I said, that may come a little bit past the border, but then it gets shunted off into the eastern portions of Canada, and therefore we kind of miss it for the most part in the lower 48. There's the trough that's causing those 2 systems across the Great Lakes. Another quick little shot there you can see as we head into the weekend and then into early next week as well. But overall, we're talking a more tranquil weather pattern for the southern tier of states, still below normal for the northern tier overall, but not as bad as it has been. That's a look across the country. Now let's take a look at some local forecasts. First of all, for Williston, North Dakota, partly sunny, rather cold, high temperature of 28 degrees. Memphis, Tennessee, sunny, pleasantly cool, high around 58. And finally, Concord, New Hampshire, cloudy, periods of snow, the high temperature of only 16.